Please go ahead.
Dear participants, as it was introduced to you, I'm basically a teacher. For so many years, other than teaching, I have not done anything. Teaching is both my profession and it's, in other words, I can say it is the life bread earning means for me also. As a matter of fact, the HRDC of our university asked me to interact with you on the topic soft skills, particularly. You will be knowing, as people involved in academics, the thorough changes that are happening in the country, that too after the introduction of the National New Education Policy 2020. And wherever you go, people speak a lot about transformation of education through new syllabi, new content, and new approach towards preparing people, the students, to face the challenges of the Industrial Revolution 4.0. 4.0, the Industrial Revolution, has made life digitized. We are all living in an era where digitization has encompassed every facet of our life. As a result, many a time people think new skills means equipping our students with computer and technology related issues, like these days everybody speak about artificial intelligence, robotic technology, Internet of Things, and the latest ones about which people are afraid of talking about, because many a time people think these technologies will replace the man and the working hands. Given this situation, we the people in the field of academics are expected to cope up with the realities faster than anybody. The reason is simple. We have the responsibility of preparing the future citizens and the members of the society who are supposed to take up the new challenges and solve the new and unexpected, unpredicted problems of the community wherever we are living. In that context, I think this is an opportunity for me to interact with people in the field of academics. And more than anything these days, the academics has also become something like an industry where the quality of the output is ultimately going to determine the fate of an institution. Likewise, the college, the university, or the programs that we are offering depends on the employability and the success stories of the graduates that we are creating. Therefore, people expect a lot from the present day graduates, and the world is not the same as it was. As such, we need to change ourselves, we need to equip ourselves to meet the requirements of the changing world. In that context, I will be talking to you precisely. It is not, I have no hesitation to say that it is not a very well structured, predetermined course content that I am going to present before you. Whatever I thought a couple of minutes back, that I am putting before you to have an interaction with you about the importance of soft skills and how it can be taught to our students to make them employable, to make them more than employable, a competent individual, a citizen capable of handling the present day crisis. The present day crisis has multi-dimensional, multi-faceted, multi-angular impact on the life of everybody. That too, after this pandemic, life has become really complicated and teaching has become a challenge for us. When I'm talking to you as my fraternity of teachers, my intention is to look at my presentation from two angles. One is to facilitate you, to support you, to strengthen your competence to become an effective teacher, to reach out to the youngsters. On the other hand, to equip you to teach your students to become all-rounded persons with the ability to match the expectations of their employers and the life that they are going to lead after coming out of the colleges and the universities. When I'm talking to you, take the liberty to raise your hand, stop me at any point of time, ask the questions, because as I told you, this is an unstructured, an experience-based interaction that I would like to make before you. If you have any objections, any questions, comments, take the liberty to question so that through healthy and quality questions only, we can learn something new. With that, I will be making a humble and simple presentation on soft skills related issues. As I said, we are all in the field of academics. Before I start saying anything, if I ask a question to you in your precisely to answer in 1 or 2 sentences, the question that I am putting before you is, if I ask you to describe your present day students, I repeat, if I ask you to describe your present day students precisely in 1 or 2 sentences, how do you describe? What is your understanding of the present day students whom you are teaching? I think my question is clear to you. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible and you are listening to me? To make it clear, I'm asking this question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Audible.
1 or 2. Any one of you or whoever like to comment. If I ask you to describe your students precisely in 1 or 2 sentences, what is your understanding?
Sir, if I may allow.
Yes, Dr. Sachin.
Yes, so what I feel is the present generation of students, in a way they are smart, they're tech savvy, but when it comes to things like emotional intelligence, probably somewhere it seems that they are lacking. Probably they are energetic, but unlike the old school of people, those who relied more on reading books and things like that. So because of the accessibility that the technology has given them, probably has also affected their reading habits and knowing things in detail. I think that is what is my observation.
Wonderful, wonderful. I appreciate it. Any more reactions?
Sir, I work in teacher education institution.
Wonderful.
As I see, the students are very active learners, but the thing is, they lack interpersonal skills, like how to communicate effectively in the classroom, how to put forth those concepts. So these are things like, and aptitude, whether they have real aptitude to become teachers. So that is really what issue we have to look on.
Okay, okay. Great. Any more? Any more? Because we are all into teaching. We know the problem. And at the same time, the advantages of teaching today. Any other views? Because teaching is not the same as it was some 20 years back. People expect a lot from academics. And present day students, as most of you mentioned, they are tech savvy and very smart. And their expectations are very high. Including students and the teacher, they expect a miracle from the colleges and the teachers, and that transforms them from student to an employable person. And ultimately, the success of any program, any academic program today is measured on the basis of employability. People will ask a question, do I get a job at the end of the semester? Do I get a job after completing the course? We, the old school of teachers, used to say that academics is not for getting a job. It is for enhancing your knowledge. It is for life enrichment and not for getting job. If I speak like that, people will laugh at me. Where are you? If anything is not helping me to get a job and make my livelihood, what is the point in or fun in doing this course? Therefore, people are looking at academics as an investment. People are willing to spend any money on the future of their children, and they expect quality and qualitative results. That qualitative results are measured through the type of jobs that our students are getting. Incidentally, today only, I saw it in one of the newspapers. The quality of education and the quality of job is not connected with the quantum of salary these students are getting. But today people will ask, what is the average salary your students are getting through your placement? They don't ask, who are all the teachers there? First they ask, do you have a placement cell? Whether people are getting jobs. These are the questions they are asking. They are willing to spend any money, but they expect something back. The something that they are expecting is not only the knowledge part of the education. You will be knowing education is for transferring, not for transforming, transferring and inculcating three things in the students. These three things that the education is aiming. I have a teacher from educational background. These three things are knowledge, skill, and the attitude. Knowledge. These days people will say, we will get the knowledge from anywhere, because we are in an era of knowledge explosion in different forms, and many people believe that everything that they are getting on Google is the knowledge, and at a click we will get the knowledge that we want. And the skill, people think skill requires specialized focused training through specialized institutions, and the attitude comes naturally, which is not true. But any education for that matter must inculcate these three things in any course that we are teaching. Whether you are teaching science, commerce, arts, law, medicine, anything for that matter, it should provide these three things related to the field. If you are teaching medicine, knowledge about medicine, skills of using that medical knowledge for treating a patient, and a positive attitude towards the patients is expected. Likewise, to make a teacher, what we expect in a teacher. Madam, once again, I'm coming to you, education teacher. What we expect in a teacher? A teacher must have the knowledge, skill, and the attitude of transforming this to the future generations. I'm a commerce and management teacher. As a business-oriented thinker, I will say, these days, even the teachers are looked as knowledge workers. And our job is to create and distribute knowledge to the society. Unless the knowledge that we are creating and distributing is useful in achieving what the society is expecting, people will look at it as a waste. Therefore, today, education is a challenging field. Teaching is no longer an easy task. We need to update ourselves. We need to sharpen our saw all the time to be effective, to reach out to the people. In that point of view, I made an attempt to tell you, education is not just for getting a degree, it is for the transformation of a student. That can happen through delivering knowledge, skills, abilities, experience, and making them to learn competency. That competency today is in different form. Let us understand precisely the answer for the question that I asked, and most of you answered it. Once again, I'm repeating for the sake of others. Say, for instance, today, knowledge is available abundantly. Sorry to say this, I'm not the one who confused between knowledge and the information. What is available in abundance is the information and not the knowledge. But unfortunately, the present generation, most of the people of the present generation believes that information is knowledge and money is wealth. Both are not true. Only money cannot be considered as wealth, and only information cannot be considered as knowledge. But people think it is available everywhere. But we, the teachers, need to realize the fact that any information will become knowledge only when it is properly interpreted, applied to solve a problem. For solving a problem, only the theoretical, conceptual understanding is not adequate. It calls for ability to make use of it. Ability to make use of it. That ability to make use of the knowledge makes an individual, if he is having the required attitude. Attitude is a bent of mind. It is a willingness to do something. That only makes a person a usable, a powerful graduate to solve the problems of the community. Keeping that in mind only, the NEP 2020 has suggested lot many changes in the curricula, and as such, we are preparing to make our students acceptable both in the industry and in the real society in the light of the happenings around us. Quickly, I will tell you what are all the descriptions that we can make about our present day students. As somebody said, the present day students are very intelligent, but their interpersonal skills are less developed. Interpersonal skills are the skills that are necessary to establish relationship. You will be knowing developing and maintaining relationship is the toughest task. Those who are capable of doing so can do anything in the world. Because as teachers, we are dealing with the human beings. Our main focus is on changing the mindsets of people. Education is an attempt to transform the abilities, mental abilities particularly, of an individual. In that process, we need to understand the uniqueness, the special character of this particular profession. Many a time people think this is the easiest job. Teaching is the easiest job. No. In my opinion, this is the hardest task because we can understand anything under the sun, but not the chemical reaction that takes place in the human mind. There could be many science teachers here in the audience. You will agree with me. No laboratory can accurately predict the consequence of the chemical reaction that may happen at a given point of time in the human mind and predict that people are going to speak like this, do like this, 100%. It is impossible to accurately predict what happens in the human mind at a given point of time. But it is inevitable. Man is a social animal. We have to live with these people. Life without a company of somebody is meaningless. And as such, relations are the most important thing. And for developing and maintaining good relationships, we need certain skills. They are technically called interpersonal skills. The present day students, though they are computer savvy, very powerful in technology, they are missing this. That has become evident after this three years experience of this pandemic. I think you are all experiencing the shortage of soft skills among our students when they sit in the class. First of all, the most prominent thing is they have lost patience. They cannot sit for a class of 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes continuously. They feel bored, they feel tired, they become restless, and they don't know how to address the outside unknown people because they were very comfortable with their mobile phone and television sets, computers in their private rooms. Socializing has become a challenge for our students. As you have mentioned, their computer skills are very strong. They are skeptical and desensitized about lot many things happening. They are not interested in the happenings in the society, politics, economy. Many people don't know what is inflation. Many people don't know what is a bank rate. Many people don't know what is unemployment and its severity. They will get to know only after coming out of the colleges. But they enjoy multitasking. They enjoy multitasking. They are good in doing lot many things. That is evident. They pretend as if they are listening to your lecture, but work on their mobile phone in both the hands. If somebody is putting both the hands down, you can predict he or she is doing something other than listening or along with listening. They are multitasking. They feel comfortable in challenging others. They seems to be highly adventurous. They don't agree anybody easily. Questioning, yes, I appreciate questioning. It is the quality of the questions that influences our quality of answers and the thinking. And the quality of the questions determines the future. But the present day, I'm not blaming them, I'm describing them. The present day students have too many questions and they find pleasure in just raising questions, challenging others, and end up with that only. May not be going to reach a logical conclusion. But they have very high expectations, high expectations of themselves and from others. They think others, I mean the parents, elders, government, college will do everything. And they believe that they are capable of doing lot many things. It is good. Positive thinking is good. But just positive thinking will not take you anywhere, take anybody anywhere. And one of their powerful skill is negotiating. Tell them anything, they negotiate. Bargaining power is very powerful. Whether it is individual or collective bargaining, they are very, very powerful. Am I reaching? First question I'm asking. Am I reaching? Can you follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any one of you can say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be the motivation to speak further, right? In an offline session, we can interact face to face, eye to eye conversation will happen. Facial expressions will give the signals whether I am right or wrong. But here I am talking to the screen. Okay, please, when I ask something, say yes or no, somebody. That will be an inspiration. Otherwise, I may feel dull and bored. Okay, therefore here, the world has changed a lot. After this COVID-19, we started saying something about normal, new normal, things like that. What is the present and normal in the world? Both in business and life, you know. As I was telling, people don't know about the external world. External world has changed a lot. Everybody speaks about geopolitical realignments, war between 2-3 different countries. Industrial revolution, people speak about industrial revolution 4.0. Resources have become shortage, a slum. Global climate change is what everybody speaks. As such, we are looking for all-rounders. Whether you are a science graduate, arts graduate, commerce graduate, management graduate, we are looking for all-rounders. Use of ICT, information and communication technology, has become inevitable. Even in life, without this, you cannot survive. Using your mobile phone has become an inevitable thing. Many a time people will feel, if there is no mobile phone, there is no life. Increased cyber insecurity. New power and leadership styles got emerged. Use of artificial intelligence in everything, whether it is agriculture, medical science, automobile engineering, teaching, anywhere, people are for using this artificial intelligence and technology in every facet of life. Keeping the present trend in mind, the summary that people say these days is about the capability of an individual in the light of this industrial revolution 4.0 is that gone are the days where we used to say that learn at school and do at work. We can say learn at college and do at the workplace. But this is not the situation today. Everybody, including the teachers, we have to learn continuously. Only those who keep learning will survive, and others are forced to go out. As a result, the thing that we have learned so far will become redundant, outdated very fast. Therefore, everybody speaks in terms of upskilling, reskilling, lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is the concept that was propagated by NEP 2020 also. You cannot say that I know everything. You have to update yourself. So in that context, to survive in the changing world order, the Economic Forum, the World Economic Forum has published a couple of skills that are essential for everybody to be successful in the coming days. It was listed some 5 years back. I am presenting before you. The World Economic Forum has said top 10 skills that are essential to be comfortable in 2025. Those skills are, I'm reading out as it was given by them: analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategy, complex problem solving, critical thinking and analysis, creativity, originality and initiative, leadership and social influence, technology use of technology, monitoring, technology design and programming, resilience. This has become very inevitable during this COVID-19. Stress tolerance, flexibility, reasoning, problem solving, and ideation. These are the 10 prominent skills that are listed by the World Economic Forum as essential requirements for any person to be comfortable in the future days. And they have listed the most prominent skills as problem solving skill, self-management skill, working with people, technology and use and its development. My focus is on soft skills. Out of all the skills, my emphasis is on the skill that is needed to deal with the people. Because about the computers, about the machines, you may go for a training and you can learn through a certification or a degree or a diploma. It's also keep changing. When the change happens, update yourself with the latest software, latest technology. There ends the matter. But to be successful in using the technology, the people-related skills are the most prominent one, and that calls for a thorough focus, both for the teachers themselves and to concentrate it while teaching the youngsters who are going to be the future performers, future doers in the community. Everybody speaks about Skill India is a very popular expression. It's a program at the national level and the state level. We have policies and the centers and the institutes created for the purpose of promoting skill among the students. The government of India and the government of Karnataka here made a lot of new schemes for teaching students something called soft skills, life skills, along with the regular course curriculum in the colleges and the universities. But I am of the opinion it cannot be taught overnight. It cannot be given to a student through a 2 days, 3 days session along with a certificate or a testimony. It should be inculcated in the personality. People must be made to develop these qualities as an inherent, as an internal capability. Therefore, let us make an attempt to understand. Everybody says something about skill, what it is all about, what it is. If I am reaching, it's okay. Otherwise, you can pose questions. In my opinion, skill is the ability to use one's own knowledge effectively and readily to do something. It is the dexterity to execute the learned physical task. It is the dexterity to execute the learned physical task. Say, for instance, a student who has learned automobile engineering must have the ability to use his knowledge of automobiles when he is in the field. A student who has learned accounting must be in a position to prepare accounts, understand accounts, what he has learned in the college, if he has made an officer in charge of accounts in a company. Likewise, a doctor who has listened to lectures about a disease must be in a position to apply that knowledge when he is in the operation theater, when he is in the clinical procedures, when he is doing the clinical procedures. Likewise, a teacher who has read a number of books. It is not the volume of books that you have read that makes you different. It is how you can convert that knowledge into a readily transferable content to a young student sitting in front of you. Many a time, a highly learned, a person with several degrees may not become a good teacher for the simple reason that he may not be able to understand the students properly. He may not be able to put what he knows in terms of words. Sometimes the words that we are using may go above the head of a student. They may not take it seriously. They may think it is not for me. Therefore, what is skill? Education makes one able. Ability is the capacity of an individual to do something. That ability includes knowledge, skill, and attitude. That ability makes a person capable of doing something. That capability is the person's potential. The person's potential to perform a job up to the expectations of others or to realize the predetermined goals, preconceived results. Therefore, first we must understand skill is the ability of an individual to use the knowledge for solving a problem. It is a learned power to do something effectively. Skill is the learned power to do something effectively. Further, you can elaborate as the ability to carry out a task with predetermined result within a given time and energy. Time is prescribed. I'm given about 1 hour 15 minutes. Within 1 hour 15 minutes, I must make attempts to reach out about the skill in general, soft skills in particular. Likewise, everybody will be given a restricted framework of resources, time, etc. Within that, how much you are capable of recalling your knowledge and putting it into action, that makes your skill. And you will be knowing skills are the capabilities required to perform tasks accurately, such as psychomotor activities like swimming, driving, typing, reading, writing abilities. These are, see, knowledge about typing is different, knowledge about swimming is different, and it is your ability to perform the task that you know. Any amount of lecture on swimming will not produce a swimmer, unless you make the person to jump into water, right? Unless you make the person to jump into water and use the hands and the legs, you cannot become a swimmer just by listening to lecture. Likewise, music, unless you perform, unless you sing on your own, you will never become a musician only by listening to lectures. You may know about 100 different ragas and talas. Unless you perform that, ragas and talas that you know will remain with you only. So that it is the abilities. Most of the time, abilities are stable characters that can include cognitive ability, that is knowledge, sensory ability, that is our using the panchendriyas, and the physical abilities, our capacity to handle it, capacity to do it. Ability includes the skill and other qualities which makes it for an individual to achieve a task. These are the stable, enduring characteristics that are genetic and can be either completed perceptual, completely motor skills, and a combination of that. It can be of any type, and all are not born with similar qualities. Say, for instance, somebody may be born with ability to sing, ability to dance naturally. But we, the teachers, believe in transforming everything, changing everything. We can teach people how to do all this. We cannot expect that a dancer must be born. A doctor cannot be born. We can prepare a doctor. A surgeon cannot be born. We can prepare a surgeon. An accountant, we prepare. But what we need to inculcate in our students is, many a time people say that our degrees makes our students good in concepts and theories, but they are not good in doing anything. Dear colleagues, you must be knowing, it was some 20 years back, something was said about the degrees and the courses that we are offering in the universities. A renowned industrialist made a mention that 80% of the graduates coming out of the universities and colleges in India are unemployable. 80% of the students coming or graduates coming out of colleges and universities are unemployable. Why they are unemployable? They are not able to get the jobs. The reason is they are good in theories, good in concepts, written very well in the examination, and our examinations are designed to test their memory power. They recalled and reproduced the answers on the white sheets that we have given. But when they are called for doing something, the hands-on performance is very weak. They don't know what to do. They are unable to exercise what they have learned in the classroom. Therefore, we need to concentrate little more on the skill part of it than alone giving information in the form of theories, concepts, explanations, etc. Some of the skills are connected to the courses that they are doing. Say, for instance, how to work in the laboratory that you can teach to the students. How to work on a machine that can be taught in an engineering class. That skill is called the hard skill. Hard skills are related to any specific task. They are usually easily quantifiable. They tend to be knowledge-based, such as proficiency in a subject for which you will get a certification. Say, for instance, softwares, graphic designs, programming, working on lathe machine, working on an automobile. These are all hard skills. There are several courses to transfer and teach, train hard skills to students. But there is another side of the skills. Skills can be of two types, hard skills and the soft skills. Another side of the skills, that is called soft skills. What are the soft skills? Soft skills are the personal attributes of an individual that makes the person confident and competent to do a given task effectively. Soft skills makes the confidence in an individual. There may be a learned person who have studied several degrees and read hundreds of books. Ultimately, it is his self-confidence that makes him capable of speaking to others. Soft skills characterizes how a person interacts in his or her relationship with others. I was telling, our present day students are really intelligent. They are many times advanced in thinking than their teachers. But when it comes to social skills, they appear to be weak. As they are expecting immediate results, they don't have the patience. The present day generations, they don't have the patience. The lack of patience makes them to be frustrated early. Frustration leads to disappointment. Disappointment leads to suicidal tendencies. As a result, the youngsters, though they are qualified, capable of lot many things, they are not doing it because they lack the personal characters that are essential. The personal characters, say for instance, patience, tolerance, integrity, honesty, friendliness, sharing. Say what I felt that's coming to my mind. See here, the pandemic, COVID-19, made many people to become introverts. They don't enjoy talking. The moment somebody start talking, people will think, oh, I'm bored. They cannot listen. The moment you say 2-3 sentences, they will come to the conclusion, you must be a teacher. Only teachers will talk so much. But what can we do? This is our profession. We have to speak. Even many teachers will say, sir, I don't like talking. What nonsense it is. If you don't speak, who else will speak? You must speak. You must share your thoughts. They don't like the company of others. They're happy with their mobile phone. If the mobile phone is not there, they think as if they have lost everything, every hope in life. If there is a friend in front of them, they don't talk. Fobbing. You may be knowing the modern disease called fobbing. Fobbing means you don't talk to people eye to eye. When somebody is talking to you, sitting opposite to you, you look at the phone and change the screen. Not talking to the people, fobbing. And the moment you go to a new place, you don't make the introduction of others, you don't introduce, you don't start conversation. The first thing you ask for is mobile phone charger. Do we have a mobile phone charger here? Get yourself charged first. Right? This is a disease. It calls for changing the attitude, changing the mindsets, inculcating new qualities. There comes the importance of teaching and practicing. I am the one who can say that. 100% you cannot teach this. You have to practice. How can you practice this? Before I take you there, let me say some more things about soft skills. If you have any queries, any comments, criticisms, feel free. I'm an old school person. A person belongs to old school of thought. We appreciate interaction, comments, criticisms. The present day generation, they are not open to comments. Everybody must accept them as it is. The moment you question them, they start suspecting you, your love, your like towards that person. Come to the conclusion, you are my enemy. Right? But we believe in interaction. We believe in talking, sharing, commenting. But present day people make comments where? It is on the Facebook and the Twitter, not personal, direct. For the person staying in the next room also, they send a message. Either on WhatsApp or Facebook, something like that. They don't talk. Face-to-face conversation. They cannot face the people. They cannot look at the eyes of others directly. These are the things that are concerned with soft skills. Let me say some more things about this. Soft skills are the cluster of personality traits. Cluster. It's a cluster of the personality traits. You will be knowing, but traits includes characters. Traits are the characters like socializing, aggressiveness, emotional stability, agreeableness or otherwise, honesty, sincerity, talkativeness. These are all the traits. Traits means the characters. Soft skills includes the characters of an individual, personality traits. Social graces. Social graces means how do you enjoy the company of others? How do you talk to people? How do you mingle with others? How do you encounter social situations? How comfortable you feel in the company of people of different strata of the society, economically, socially, academically. Social grace. Many a time people say, I'm not comfortable with newcomers. I'm not comfortable with people who speak a particular language. No. It is concerned with the facility with the language. Say, for instance, language is just a means of expression. How do you use the language speaks about your personality. You may be knowing these days, forget about the students, even the so-called learned people who are the role models for many don't know how to use the language. That has become a big issue everywhere. In public speech, what type of knowledge etiquettes must be maintained? Public speaking is an art. It's a soft skill. Speaking in a meeting, boardroom meetings, is an art. What languages must be used there? Sorry, what words must be used there? People run shortage of vocabulary. The power of vocabulary makes people to be different from others. Therefore, the language that you use, personal habits. Personal habits speaks about your soft skills. Say, for instance, when you see somebody, whether you say folded hands, namaskar, or give an handshake, or embrace, give a hug, look at them face to face with a smile. A smile, you know, is a very powerful weapon, but many people have forgotten to smile. Smile can solve many problems, you know. You'll be knowing. Smile is sharper than knife. Sometimes it may create the problems, but it is stronger than any medicine. It can solve any problem. Because wars are not fought between two countries. They are fought between two minds. A smile can cure any sort of illness. That could be the reason people say, if you find a person without smile, give one of yours. You don't lose anything. The word smile, we can elaborate, S-M-I-L-E, can be used as a solution for solving people-related problems. Search, meet, investigate, lead, and execute. Smile is a management tool with the help of which we can solve problems. We say management by smiling. Sometimes smile at your own problems. That makes your heart easy. Smile at your own fate. That makes you to think alternatively. But people have forgotten to smile. They smile at the things where they are not supposed to smile. When you smile at somebody's difficulty, when you smile at somebody's unfortunate state, instead of making friends that will generate enemies, you know, your smile can make you to have either friends or enemies. Smile is a smart, soft skill, believe me. But one should know how to smile, how much to smile, where not to smile. Therefore, this is a personal attribute. It is concerned with the personal habits, friendliness, and optimism. That optimism makes every one of us different from others. It is the friendliness, optimism, and our personal habits, our ability to use language differently, the social grace that we have, and the personality makes each one of us different. That must be considered as soft skills. Personal attributes that support situational awareness and enhances an individual's ability to get a job done can be considered as soft skill. You can do any job with your personal ability to rise to the occasion, situational application of the skill that will make you to be competent to solve the problem. Soft skills includes a number of individual attributes. I'm using the word attributes. Individual attributes means characteristics, features of a person. What are they? What can constitute soft skills? Look at this tree. It is a few characters, few individual traits that are given here. There are thousands of different characteristics that make each one of us different. What are they? Say, for instance, behavioral, leadership, understanding, assertiveness, ambition, multitasking, competency, positive attitude, confidence, innovation, motivation, related thinking, put together in one word, we call it soft skills. The other names given for soft skills technically is the life skill. It can also be called the people skill. Skills essential to deal with the people. Skills required to be comfortable in the company of others. These skills makes you to be different from others. What are the most common, very popular soft skills that we need to know? I'm not elaborating because each one is going to be a topic for a special talk, and you are going to listen to talks on these different topics. But soft skills includes most prominently leadership skill. You will be knowing leadership is the capacity to influence others. How can you influence others? You can influence on others either by good work or by coercion or by compliments or through your charismatic personality. What skill that you are using as a long-lasting leadership quality that makes you different from others? Every individual, in one way or the other, plays the role of a leader in one place or the other. So that leadership skill is a soft skill. Conflict management. Conflicts are everywhere. There is a popular saying. Where there are two living beings together, there will be a conflict. Conflict is the dispute. It is the difference of opinion between two individuals. Throughout our life, we face either the interpersonal or intrapersonal conflict. Interpersonal conflict means conflict between two individuals. Intrapersonal conflict means conflict within an individual. Two lines of thinking. We have to get out of that. If you don't sort out this, either you have to quarrel with others every day, or you have to struggle internally, psychologically, that may make you depressed, disappointed, disgusted, and mad ultimately. People will follow you crazy, mad. Decision-making skills. There is a popular saying, whatever a man does, he does us through a decision. It is our decision that decides our life. How to decide to do or not to do something, it's a big issue before everybody. And we need to make the right type of decision at the right time. The right type of decision must be made at the right time. And more than anything, time management is another soft skill. There is a popular saying, time and tide wait for none. Time is the most precious resource in everybody's life. Life means it is the time. I think I'm right in saying this. Life means, I don't know how do you define life. If anybody can help me to define life, you are welcome. You can break the monotony. I've been talking. If somebody from the other side can help me to define life, what is life? Any reactions? As I understand, life is the time between the birth and the death. It's a journey. It is a process of filling this gap, the gap between birth and death. It's a journey from birth to death. The time is called life. Time is the most precious one. Your success or failure in life depends on the timely reactions. Use and abuse of time. Use and abuse of time. Those who have used their time properly have become the achievers, and those who fail to do that have lost everything. Time is the same for everybody. Ask anybody, ask a student, how did you do in the exams? They will say, sir, I knew all the answers, but time shortage. 3 hours is the same given to everybody. 24 hours, 4 hours in a day is the same for everybody. How come you say, I'm running short of time? You don't know how to make use of the time. Make use of the time properly. That will help you to become successful in anything that you do. Is the mantra for everybody, for all of us, for all of us. Therefore, time management, I'm not going to elaborate. You may have a special session on that. Stress management. Yes, this is another issue. Civilized life means stressed life. Civilized life, this is called lifestyle disease. Stress is called the lifestyle disease. You have to cope up with this. Students are stressed, teachers are stressed, society, whole society is stressed. When you are stressed, anxiety, tension, depression, health-related issues, high BP, heart-related problems, naturally create disturbance in the routine. Therefore, soft skills are concerned with handling the stress, how not to be stressful. And you will be knowing people many a time say, I cannot avoid this, I cannot avoid this. No, it is in your hand. In life, nothing comes as urgent on its own. It is you who made something to be urgent. It is your responsibility to do it as and when it was supposed to be done. Take life as it comes. Smile at the time of misery. Laugh at your difficulties. Love your enemies. Don't say, these are all the easy things to say. Yes, it is difficult to practice. We need to inculcate this amongst ourselves and among our students also. How can we make our students to learn all this? Say, for instance, I'm not going to elaborate interpersonal skills, communication skills, public speaking skills. These are all the skills that we need to inculcate among our students. If you give a lengthy lecture on this, as I am doing today, they will not learn. You must create an ambience wherein they will practice all this. Give group or team assignments. Send them for doing group or team projects. Make them to solve the problems together. Create a crisis. Create a crisis. Ask them to solve it. Give an opportunity for them to recognize where they are good at and what are their weaknesses. Make them to experiment. Allow them to commit mistakes. Build confidence in them through exercises. Give healthy comments on everything that they do. Practice management by objectives, just-in-time management. Without giving them time, spontaneous reaction. How do they do that? Put them into their toes. Make them to run around with the shortage. There is a popular saying, unless you are hungry, you will never think of food. Unless there is a crisis, you will never think creatively. Creativity and originality will come only when there is a problem. Make them problem solvers. Don't go for spoon feeding. Let them think. Give them exercises. This is how you can make the students to learn, and this is how we can also learn all these things. All these things at times of difficulty. Say, for instance, Many a time, you may got angry about your students, why they can't listen to my lecture. But I'm sure now you are experiencing how difficult it is to listen, Empathy. Empathize your students for some time. I'm empathizing you people. It is very difficult to listen to somebody for a lengthy lecture. It is easy to speak. When somebody was not listening to me with all alertness, I will get angry. Right? I should know the reason for that anger. If I am angry, I cannot do things properly. I'm sure even in your day-to-day activities, there are lot many instances that induces you to get angry, that forces you to get angry. Can you recall a situation when did you got angry last time? In the class, not at home. Because at home, nobody knows what makes angry. Simply you get angry, all the time you will be angry. Anybody can speak. Can you recall the last incident that made you angry? I'm sure now you must be hungry. Forget about it. Last time that you got angry in the class, in the working place, why was it? Why was it? Any reactions?
So sometimes maybe what happens, we expect something to happen in a particular way, and when it doesn't happen in that particular way. Let us say, for example, I'm planning to conduct an online session and internet connection is not working properly. So that irritates us. That makes us angry. So that usually happens in a day-to-day life. So sometimes we expect people to behave in a particular manner, and when they don't do that, then we get angry.
Yes. It's quite natural. We expect everybody to follow us, listen to our commands, do as we say. When they don't do, we'll get angry. It irritates us. Right? But anger management is one of the most important soft skills. Do you know how not to get angry? If you don't get angry, sometimes people will not do anything. But anger is the punishment that you are giving for yourself for no fault of yours. Anger creates a lot of chemical reaction in your body, which may not be good for your psychological and physical well-being. But we don't know how not to get angry. We are excited. We are pressured. We are very impulsive. React with anger. That will spoil our relations. Soft skills are essential to maintain relations. You can maintain relation only when you are thinking well, you are positive, right? Many a time, anger leads to negative thinking. Anger leads to stonewalling. Stonewalling means breaking the relationships, keeping aside. It is going to be a problem than a solution. If you cannot execute your anger, that leads to depression. That depression leads to feeling of helplessness. That helplessness makes you get frustrated. And that is the beginning of suicidal tendencies. Suicidal tendencies. The present generation of students, they are intolerant. They are angry with everything. They expect everything on hand. They don't have the patience. As a result, they rush to the conclusion that world is bad. Everybody is bad. Nobody is there to care for me. Nobody is encouraging me. I am all alone. That feeling will make them to get into untoward, unexpected conclusions. Therefore, we need to teach them soft skills to strengthen them, put them into, say for instance, visit the places of different nature. Say for instance, a student living in urban area should go to the villages, look at the life in the villages, the difficulties that the students of his own age are experiencing there, that will build confidence. It cannot be taught. No book can tell you all these things. You must put them, take them for a trip. Picnic is not only to enjoy. When you go out and look at the world, you know, don't go always on the beaten track. Get into the woods. There you will see the beauty. There you will see the unimagined, unthoughted events. Unimagined events. That will give you some insights. Patience. One who is worried a lot about not having a pair of shoes, you know, when he looks at somebody who is not having the leg, who is not having the feet, will think not having a pair of shoes is not anything at all. That will make him to feel confident. That will make him to feel confident. Therefore, here, soft skills are to be practiced. Put your students in groups. Let there be students from different strata of the society. Let them react, act, share their thoughts. Practical learning will happen there. Give them a problem related to the society, societal issues. Social problems need to be presented before everybody. Many people are living in the, what shall I say, imaginative world. They have not seen what is the reality. Expose them to the realities of life. Let it be a science student, art students, commerce student, or any graduate for that matter. Education without social sensitivity is meaningless. Let there be social sensitivity. That will build their confidence. That will make them confident. That will make them to become problem solvers. A graduate must be a problem solver. He should not become a problem for the country and the family. How can you do so? This is by practicing soft skill training. That in a country like India, it has become very essential to teach soft skills in whatever fashion it is possible. The types of soft skills that I have listed some time ago are motor skills. Motor skills are concerned with using the brain and the hands together. Psychological, psychomatic test, it can help you. Technical skills, interpersonal skills, social skills, analytical skills, problem solving skills, organizational skills, and the leadership skills. These are the focus that we have made in our NEP 2020. Along with that, for making our students to get employed. In the course content also we are planning, we have introduced all this in our syllabi in different form to suit the requirement of art, science, commerce, law, education, etc. What are the employability skills that we thought essential these days are? Communication and interpersonal skills. Communication solves 60% of the problems in this world. That means 60% of the problems are because of communication only. You should not substitute an S by no and no by yes. Body language matters a lot. We have not taught our students all this. They may be very obedient, but their body language may not be proper. Words and the expressions may not match. That will spoil the impact. Problem solving skills. Problems are everywhere. Let them become a solver. Expose them to lifetime, real life problems. If you are there as somebody, how will you handle it? Believe me, for me to become a teacher is one of my teacher who made me to experiences. I was a naughty and very irregular student in the class. When I was talking to somebody, when a serious discussion was going on, my teacher said, do you know how difficult it is to teach? Will you be able to speak for 2 minutes in the class? The challenge that the teacher put on that day made me to become a teacher. I don't know whether to blame him or to thank him for what he has done in that class. Challenge your students. Sometimes when you challenge, you may become their enemy. But after some time, they will realize you are the real well-wisher. Don't try to become a populist. Try to become a transformer. Change them, mold them. Problem-solving skill. Self-motivation is the best motivation. Everybody must have a reason of their own for doing anything. Self-motivation is the ultimate. Make your students to become self-motivated, whether somebody watches or not, somebody listens or not. See, I'm talking to you, though I said I'm talking to the screen. I'm talking with so much of commitment because I enjoy talking. For me, the reason to enjoy is I love my talking, that's it. Whether somebody likes, dislikes, no. A teacher must speak, Enjoy yourself. Unless you enjoy in the class, your classes will never become interesting. A singer should enjoy his song. Okay, somebody who is playing on guitar must enjoy the sound of guitar. Then only it will become interesting. Therefore, self-motivation, working under pressure and deadlines, learn to work with pressure. Learn to work with pressure. World is full of pressure. Nursery school deadlines. Work for deadlines. Organizing skills. People. No two persons are the same. Everyone is different. Holding everyone together is a challenge. Holding everyone is a challenge. Build a team spirit, ability to learn and adapt, numeracy, mathematics, working with diversity. There are all sorts of people in the world. You have to be with them and teach them negotiation skills. This is what makes people to be different. And I am the one who believes that to become globally accepted personalities today, we need to have social awareness about what's happening around us, adaptability to situations, critical thinking, effective decision making, ability to guide and solve the problems would make education a meaningful process that can transform students into potential performers, doers, thinkers, and an asset for any country. This is what roughly I thought of sharing with you about soft skills, though there are few more issues to be discussed. You can pose questions, make comments, even if you feel like criticizing, do that. Time we spent together.
Yeah, dear participants, if you have any queries, please go ahead.
Questioning is also a soft skill.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಮರ್ತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇರ್ಲಿ ಸರ್.
So may I, it's not a question as such, just a comment. First of all, thank you, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. And the way you made the presentation, it was, I think, a perfect example of how we can apply this soft skill very well, even making such kind of presentations. It was not only just about theories, but it was also about how we can acquire and use, implement, apply these skills in our day-to-day life. So thank you, sir. It was really, and the best part, in fact, all of the things that you have talked about, I like the most important thing is about smile, using it as a management tool, and you used it very well, sir. One request, sir, could you please share your PowerPoint presentation, and also if you could also share a few readings about the topic. Yes. That'll be great, sir.
Sure, I will do that. It is available with Dr. Manju's. Yes. If there is any more comment, you can. You can ask questions also.
Victoria madam, please go ahead. Video speaker on ಮಾಡಿ, Victoria madam, speaker on ಮಾಡಿ.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, please
So
go ahead.
we are in the era of science and technology, and everything we speak big about our achievements and all. But still, the school education system lacks that skill development in students. Take for example, now newly recent information that at a time students can take 2 degrees. So where we are, is it education only for the certificate gaining, or is there really skill development? Is it not jack of all, master of none?
It's true, many a time we feel like that, but many experts of the opinion are of the opinion that our system must not become an obstacle, and it should not curtail the freedom of the students to select anything that they like. Many a time what happens in our system, for one or the other reasons, students are forced to end up with one stream of academics once they have chosen. But human mind and the tendency is that after selecting something, you may feel that I should have done this. Say for instance, I am into this commerce stream of academics. I did my PUC, degree and master's, PhD, everything in commerce only, commerce and management only. Couple of times I thought of literature. Couple of times I thought I would have done something justifiable if I were a literature student. I love to be a literature student, so that my stream of choice for the academic purpose must not hamper my desire to study the literature. That option we are giving. And ultimately what happens, if you take both the things seriously, you will become an expert in both. If you don't take anything seriously, it is 100% true, you will become jack of all, master of none. The skill part, there is a lot of emphasis today to make learning as an action-oriented learning. Instead of just listening through problem solving, case studies, experiments, field works, we are trying to inculcate the attitude of doing it than only listening. For that, we need to make a lot of preparations. I'm also propagating for this dual degree, that these are all as a part of NEP, but our preparation is not adequate for that. We need to prepare. Even the society must be ready to accept such things, because what happens in a society where we think specialization is very important, general shift, if you are a general graduate and not the expert in anything, people will look at you differently. We still believe in unique super speciality on the one side. On the one side, we are talking about super speciality. On the other side, we are talking about dual degrees, that, this and all. We need to synchronize this thinking. That needs some time. But our academic system must not hinder learning. It should not act as an obstacle for people to do what they like. If you are doing with commitment, dedication, love, you can do lot many things. You have the potential. People are not using their potential. Our students are not using even 25% of their potential. 75% is wasted. Such students can expose elsewhere. That's the intention. Hope I am justified.
Thank you, sir.